Hey, I gotta say, the Sixers are trending in the right direction right now. Our roster is looking way better than last year. Our bench, we have more pieces that can actually do something. We replaced a Shake Milton and George Niang for a Kelly Oubre, Pat Bev. I think that's a great addition. And we also have a Mo Bamba who can play a backup center. We didn't have a backup center for the last 3 seasons. Actually, no. Dwight Howard was our last good, and Drummond. But I feel like it's been forever since we had a real backup center. And I just gotta say, this guy said, "I'm at a complete loss of words for anyone who thinks that Kelly Oubre will bring anything positive to the Sixers." Why wouldn't he bring anything positive? He's an athletic wing who can dunk the ball on literally anyone. He can play pretty good defense. I mean, this is the wing we've been asking for. We've been asking for an athletic wing who can yam on people, who's aggressive, who talks the talk, who wants to win. And I just don't understand this. What did you want? What player would you want instead of Kelly Oubre? Who are we going to get? What, you want TJ McConnell? That would probably make you happy, I guess. That would make you happy, right? Okay. Gosh, man. This is a very important time for Springer. He's only 20 years old, but he needs to lock in a rotation spot. The last couple of seasons, we've been guard city. We have Melton, we have Pat, especially now, but now we have Pat Bev, Melton, Springer, Harden, Tyrese Maxey. So, it's hard for him to really get a rotation spot. He's going to have to work hard in practice, or even early in the season, just show off, really play and show what you've worked on throughout the season. But honestly, the only thing that's holding Springer back is probably his height and his offensive game. He's going to have to be able to really be a knockdown shooter from 3. I think that's what's really holding him back. It's just his 3-point shot. That's it. Once he has that 3-point shot locked down, I think everyone has to watch out for him because he's a lockdown defender. I've watched him step in against the Hawks game and clamp Trae Young and score 19 points and have a game-winning shot. So I really believe in Springer, and I've been saying this. If you looked at my channel, I've been saying this for a while. I'm a big Springer fan. I'm on the Springer hype train. I think he's going to be a star. A star. I think he's going to be a better Pat Bev. In my opinion, I think he's going to be better than Pat Bev ever would have been. I think he's stronger than Pat Bev. I think he's more athletic than Pat Bev. I mean, I'm just excited to see him play this year. I watched him in the Summer League. He looked very good to me. He improved his offensive game tremendously. His ball handling skills is so much better. So we'll see what happens. I hope Nick Nurse can really just watch him blossom. And, I just hope. I mean, Nick Nurse is a great coach, so we'll see what happens. But I just hope he pushes him and really takes a liking to him. And that's enough of Jaden Springer. We're going to talk about Kelly Oubre real quick. I briefly talked about him in the beginning of the video, but to make sure it's clear, he's coming off the bench. I don't see any world where he's starting, unless we trade Tobias Harris, but I don't see that happening. But yeah, I think Kelly Oubre is going to be coming off the bench. I think he's going to have to make some goals for himself because, he's been in a lot of bad teams. He played for the Hornets last season. And, I feel like there's a lot of Hornets fans and Warriors fans that are trying to say that this is a bad signing for us. For number one, it's not a bad signing, right? It's a 1-year deal. So it's a good signing. It could go good, it can go bad, but it's not going to go horrible. But Kelly Oubre needs to lock in to himself, I'm going to be 6th man of the year, right? Because you averaged 20 points last season. Obviously, he can score the ball. But he needs to do all the little things. He needs to dive, make cuts, as you see. We don't have a lot of cutters on our team. Our main cutter last year was Niang, and he's a shooter. So, if Kelly Oubre just locks in and buys in, and he's going to have a whole different role than he's ever been. He's going to have a whole new role. But if he locks in and become maybe a defender, maybe he's a defender. He's like more of a, who's that guy? Andrew Wiggins, right? He takes more of an Andrew Wiggins role, but less on the offensive side. but just buy in. That's all you need. Like Harden never truly bought in, right? As you can tell, because throughout the whole season, Harden was always like, "Oh, I have to sacrifice. I have to sacrifice." When you constantly say you have to sacrifice, you're annoyed that you're sacrificing, right? Because if you're why are you saying it? You want everyone to know, "Oh, I'm sacrificing. I'm sacrificing." He's not sacrificing. I am. That's what Harden was trying to do the whole season, and now I can see what the ending of it was. But yeah, Kelly Oubre, just lock in. And my man D Melts, he's gonna have a good season next year. I'm already predicting it. I think 10 points, honestly. He's going to break that barrier. I don't know how many points he averaged this year. I'm going to check real quick, actually. So he did average 10 points. He averaged 10.1, and he averaged 10.8 on the Grizzlies. So I'm heavily underrating him. I think he's going to average 12 points this season. I'm going to keep it around the same ballpark. because there's more guards, honestly, because Jaden Springer is going to have to scrap his way to get some playing time. So, we'll see what happens. They might put Melton at small forward in some times. I think Melton's going to be coming off the bench next year. I don't see him starting. Especially, I don't see him starting. Because James Harden, we still don't know what's going to happen with James Harden, honestly. I don't want to be too definite on these answers because James Harden, we don't know what's going to happen. We still could trade him. He could not even want to play. He could just sit himself down and just get fined. But we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see and I'm going to be updating. If there's any James Harden news, I'm going to be putting out a video for it. So, we'll get any more updates on that. But as of now, we can only rely on the players that want to be here, and that's Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is going to have a huge jump next year. I really believe he will. I think he's going to be an all-star. I think that's what he needs. Be an all-star, and he's going to have way more confidence about his game. All the work that he's put into is actually going to feel like it's accomplishing something. He's going to, that's definitely one of his goals. I think his goals for next year is to be an all-star, to average probably, 26 points per game. I think he's like that. I compare him to Kobe all the time. I think he's going to have a similar career as Kobe. He just needs to win soon with Embiid. I think that's what needs to happen. If it's not this year, I think we have a 100% strong chance next year. I shouldn't say 100%, but I think we have a strong chance next year because as you see from the beginning, I talked about how in 2024, voice correct, in 2024, we have one of the largest cap space out of any team. Any contending team, I would say. So we can get a Kawhi, we can get a Paul George if you want any of those players. We can get a Siakam. We honestly might get Siakam because that's a Nick Nurse guy. So if we get Siakam, I honestly would be happy. I mean, that would be a sick duo right there. But, a Kawhi and Embiid pairing would be amazing with Maxey. Paul George with Embiid would be a great pairing too. So there's so many things that we can do that we're still not even thinking about. Hey, 2024 season, I think we're gonna be disgusting. We're gonna be so good. So just have faith in that. But turning back to next season, this coming up season, the reigning MVP, Joel Embiid. I think he's gonna have a great year next year. He has a good year every single year, right? But I think we're going to see the leadership qualities more often. Like we're gonna see him more vocal with the team. I think we're going to see him more dominant. Nick Nurse is going to force that upon him. I guarantee you. We're going to see a different Embiid. I think Embiid's going to have more passing opportunities as well. Because Siakam passed the ball a lot for a big man. And I think the offense is just going to run more around Embiid. Embiid's going to be passing the ball more often instead of James Harden having the ball like 70% of the game. It's not going to be like that. I don't see it like that. I think Embiid's going to be in the post more often as well because we need that. Nick Nurse knows how dominant Embiid is. He's going to utilize him and in the best ways he can. Also, Nick Nurse talked about playing Embiid in more games. Like the new rule, I think there's a new rule that's saying you can't. I think it's just a star rule. Like there's 2 stars, you can't sit at the same night, something like that. But Nick Nurse was talking about how he wants Embiid to play a lot of games in the regular season so he's able to play in the playoffs. He has his stamina up. I don't even know how that makes sense, but I guess it does, right? You build up your stamina so you're not tired in the later times. But also it can be vice versa, right? You play throughout the regular season and there's wear and tear on your body. There's minor injuries that could happen from playing almost every game. And then when you get to the playoffs, this happens to Embiid almost every time. He can't even play. He can't walk straight. So it goes vice versa. And if you made it to the end of the video, drop a like and give me a subscribe. You guys are going to be seeing me more often. The Sixers season is starting in a month and a half. So yeah, I'll be catching you guys in the next video. Peace.